15 quickest minutes of sports, y'all. Al York Sports with another one, baby. Shit is not a game, B. It's not a game, baby. 15 quickest minutes of sports, Al York Sports. Today was really a true testament to what I do, because I was going to cancel this show today, man. Got into a big confrontation. Mindset ain't even right. But you know what? I ain't going to let nothing stop what I love to do, man. That's my main shit, B. That's the new shit for the new shit right there. Is don't let nothing stop what you love to do. Don't let them win. Don't let them win. And with that, shout out to the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Las Vegas, New York City, LES to the death, Triple H Entertainment, Syndicate Radio, TV, D Beaming, One Voice, my beloveds, the dog catcher, the specialist, the secret weapon, credit fix, never too late to get your credit fix, man. IG me, inbox me, email me at al.newyork@yahoo.com. 15 quickest minutes of sports. So much to do in so little time. So let's get it popping, man. First things first, Dallas Cowboys. Let's go to the NFL. Have released Gerald McCoy via an injury waiver. The veteran defensive tackle's contract, McCoy had an injury waiver on his quad as a part of the 3-year, $18 million deal he signed with the Dallas Cowboys this offseason. And that's exactly what he heard. It was his quad. So they released him, and they no longer have to deal with Gerald McCoy and his injuries. Fucked up, but it's the truth, man. Also, Boston Celtics forward Gordon Hayward will be out at least 4 weeks with a sprained ankle. And Coach Stevens wasn't ready to commit to let everybody know what adjustments they're going to have to do without Gordon Hayward. And that's a big loss, considering his only game going into game 2 against the Sixers, who played him a hell of a game in game 1. Now, talking about the games, let's go to yesterday's games. In the bubble, the Utah Jazz bested the Denver Nuggets. To me, was the best game of the day yesterday. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. I just felt like it was a good game, man. It went all the way to overtime at 115 apiece. And the Denver Nuggets end up winning the game. 135-125. Donovan Mitchell had a breakout game. 57 pieces he dropped on the Denver Nuggets. And this is what's scary. This is why I called Denver to get out this round. My counterpart in Noah Parker like Utah. I feel Denver already, you know what I mean, they got their heart broken a few times. Now, they're not going to go third round or nothing like that, but I think they get through round 1, which is this round here. Because if you're the Utah Jazz, you got to feel real funny. Your best player had a breakout game, and you still lost. Though you could have won, but you still lost. So it was a great game. 57 points. Ingles had 19 for the Jazz. And for the Denver Nuggets, led by Jamal Murray, 36, Jokic, 29, and 19 by Grant. And the Nuggets survived game 1. That's the best way to put it. They survived game 1. They were up 1-0, and they took Utah's best blow. And the next game was the Brooklyn Nets versus the Toronto Raptors. It was minus 10.5 for the Raptors. It was a blowout like it was supposed to be. Raptors at one time of the game went up 33 points. Nets bring it down to 17 and as close as 6. But when you ain't got no star power and you just put all that energy out there just trying to catch up, I already knew they were going to get blown out in the fourth quarter. They had nothing in their tank left. And that's exactly what the Toronto Raptors did and end up beating them 134-110, cover the 10.5. The Toronto Raptors are a basketball team, folks. They're the best all-around team. But what they lacking is a go-to guy who they had last year in Kawhi Leonard, a.k.a. the Claw, which is really going to hurt them. The Claw is going to hurt them because when it comes down to it, they got to have a guy to take that last shot. And I don't think Siakam or Kyle Lowry are those guys. If anything, I'd rather go Van Fleet, and Van Fleet ain't even your closeout guy. But as far as a unit, they got a great team. I love the route they take it, and I love how they defending their championship without Kawhi Leonard. Salute to the Toronto Raptors. In the next game was the Boston Celtics and the 76ers. The Celtics won 109-101. Multiple lead changes in this game. it was a time where, like, you know, the Celtics led 55-49 at half. Sixers took the lead 76-75. And, you know, it just kept going back and forth. But Boston proved to be the better team, though now they lost Gordon Hayward. So now this could be very big in the 7-game series because Hayward was basically Boston's third to fourth best player behind Tatum and Brown and Thies, if you want to throw Thies in there. And the leading scorers for the game, MB dropped 26, Burke 18, Richardson 18, Harris 15. And for the Celtics, Tatum 32, Brown 29, Kemba Walker 19. Also, Kemba Walker is also a top-notch player in that team. I got him and Hayward kind of equivalent to what they mean to the team, though Kemba could score more, but I just think Hayward does more as far as all around to help that team win, and he's a Brad Stevens guy. So, you know, 1-zip, Celtics, it's going to be an intriguing series, especially without Hayward. Noah Parker had them winning in 5. I had Celtics winning in 6. But without Hayward for 4 weeks, anything is possible. In the last game, the Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks, it was a funny game. Clippers came right out the shoe up 18-2. I was like, wow. You know, 4 favorites in a row. They were up 18-2, even though 4 favorites did cover anyways. But this game was a lot different from that 18-2 start. Mavs tied it at 25 each, went up 69-66 at the half. In a well-played game, back and forth, sparks all over. And, you know, the Clippers just played better at the end. It was 103-100. That's the closest the Mavs got late. And then the Clippers end up winning this game by a margin of 118-110. Now, let me give you the leading scorers. Luka dropped 42 and Tim Hardaway Jr. 18. They got to get more. They got to get more scoring than that. It can't just be Luka with these large numbers and everybody else low. And not only that, Porzingis got kicked out. So we need to find out what's the extent of his of him getting thrown out. Hopefully it was just this game here. But Porzingis cannot make a mistake like this. He already had a technical foul, and he jumped in Luka's business. He had no business doing that. And if you ask me, he cost them the game because they was right there at the end. And if they had Porzingis, who knows, they probably would have won. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard, 29. You got your PG 13, 27, Morris 19 in a game that they had to win the Clippers to get that 1-zip lead on the 7th seed Mavericks. Because you don't want to give Mavericks, you don't want to give them no motivation in this series because they're a young team and this is going to be a hell of a series. I still think the Clippers pulled it out. But if they would have lost yesterday, this series could have been a lot more intriguing. A lot more intriguing. And let me go to other games. Let me see what else I got here laying up for you guys. Okay, today, for example, was a real funny game. It was the highest spread. Milwaukee was -14 going in. They beat the Magic 4 straight times this year by an average of 17 points. My partner said that the Milwaukee would sweep. I gave the Magic to win 1 game. I didn't think it was going to be game 1, though. I thought it would be game 3, game 4. Magic looked like the better team today. I know it's only 1 game, but they look like the better team. Though I think Milwaukee will come back and win the next 4. But this is a game that was led all the way by the Magic. They led first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and at the end of the game, it ended up winning 122-110 as a 14-point dog. Great win for the Orlando Magic. And Voracek had 35, Ross had 18, Clark and Fultz 15 each. I'm liking the season that Markelle Fultz is putting together. You know what I mean? He's really turning it up. Really turning it up. And, of course, Giannis dropped 31, Hill 16, Bledsoe 15, Middleton 14, and a 122-110 loss. Now, I'm telling y'all right now, if Giannis and them get embarrassed in round 2, not this round, they're going to clear the Magic. They might win them, they might beat them the next 4, but if the Magic fuck around and win game 2, then anything is possible, which I don't think is going to happen. But I won't be surprised if they cover and they up the whole game. But I think Milwaukee's going to win late, win game 2, and then roll and win the next 3 games. So I'll see 4-1, max 4-2 Bucks. But I'm telling you right now, you've seen out all these guys already disappearing, and there's only 1 game. This is what I said earlier. Come playoff time, these guys, they really disappear. They vanish, including Chris Middleton, who I thought was beyond that already. I thought he proved himself as a guy who's beyond that. And today, he was just disappeared once again. Great win for the Orlando Magic in a franchise. And then in the series that I think is going to be the most intriguing, the Miami Heat beat the Pacers 113-101 in a tough game. Pacers led after 133-27. Heat left that half 56-52. And in the second half, the Heat outscored them 57-49 to end the game. And a real well-played game. And this series should go deep. Although Depot got injured, he should be back. I'm not sure what it was, if he got poked in the eye or something like that. But he should be back, and he needs to be back for the Pacers to win. Me and Parker also gave out the Pacers to win this series. I got them winning in 7. But this was a great game by the Miami Heat and Spoelstra and company. Now let's go to the leading scorers. Brogdon and Warren had 22 each to lead the Pacers. For your Miami Heat, Jimmy Buckets 28, Dragic 24. Dragic played huge. And Hero dropped 15 in a 113-101 victory by the Miami Heat. And in this game right here, as you see, the Rockets are up 114-94, 20-point lead with 5:34 left in the game. This right here was like a pick'em. And my man Parker's looking right. He said that the Rockets will play better without Westbrook. And you can see, with a lead like that, he's looking right so far. But I definitely know they need Westbrook if they're going to win it all. But he just thinks against this series, that's going to make Houston really dominate these guys even more. Looks good right now. I can't front. Now, in my matchups, I told you every week I put a matchup out there. 15 quickest minutes of sports. 3 minutes left. I put up Bruce Smith, defensive end, versus Reginald White, defensive end. Let me start with Bruce Smith. 279 games. 200 sacks, 1,075 solo tackles, 43 forced fumbles in his career. He's a Hall of Famer, 11-time Pro Bowler, went to 4 straight Super Bowls with the Buffalo Bills and Jim Kelly and company, and lost every Super Bowl. Now, that is an accomplishment that might not ever be met up again. So, I was asked a question now, would you rather go to 4 straight that never happened and lose them all, or win 1? And at one time, I was really juggling the 4 straight. But now as I think about it, I'd rather win 1 and not even go to 4 straight. Because that 1 you can cherish for the rest of your life. Though you can cherish the 4 visits, but you ain't get no jury. So it takes away when you don't win. Like they say, people remember the winners, not the losers. But in this scenario, Buffalo would always be remembered. But for some reason, they didn't get the jury. And they will always be knocked for that. You can't go to 4 with the best offense and not win 1. As for Reggie White, 232 games, 198 sacks, 1,048 tackles, 33 forced fumbles. Bruce Smith basically got like 2 seasons more than him. That's why the numbers are a little, on Bruce Smith's side. But if you notice, they're close. The tackles are like 30 tackles apiece, differential, and the sacks is only 2. So for Reggie White just missing 2 seasons, playing 2 seasons less than Bruce, I mean, he's really right there in 33 forced fumbles for Reginald White. Hall of Famer, 13 Pro Bowls. He's actually been to 2 more Pro Bowls than Bruce Smith and played 2 years less and got 1 Super Bowl championship ring. So if I got to make a choice between these 2, because I always try to make the toughest matchups possible, this is a tough one, but I got to go with Reggie White. I like the fact that he was more of a dog. Like, don't get me wrong, Bruce Smith was a dog, and like my boy Philly Chacino said, he had more ability than Reggie. He could do a little more. He can chase guys down. He could get to the spot maybe before Reggie. But when it comes to sacking quarterbacks, man, Reggie White is right up there with the top of them, man. Reggie had a bull rush and this one-arm shit. His one arm can clear a whole body out the way. Reggie was a fucking beast. And the fact that he was a beast, and I know he was more of a beast than Bruce. Like I said, taking it away from Bruce, Hall of Famer, one of the all-time greats. But I got to go with Reginald White, who played with the Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. And if I'm correct, he ended with Carolina. Don't count me in for that, but I know he definitely Eagles and Packers. Rest in peace to Reggie White. And with that, thank you guys for another 15 quickest minutes in sports. Like I said, today was rough. Big argument. Really didn't want to do this today, but it put me on a spot. Al, do you really want to do this? Because if you really want to do this, you can overcome anything and do what you love to do. And that's exactly what I did. I put out the work for y'all. Love y'all. And I'll see y'all Friday on Open Sessions. Love, baby. Al York Sports. And shout out to P Rock and CO Smooth. 100, y'all.